And greetings, travelers. It's me, APG,
And greetings.
with another Sunday Shenanigans. And I hope, as always, whatever time of day it is for you and whatever it is you might be doing as you're watching this or lurking it, I hope you're having a good day. Alright, it's Sunday. It's time for Shenanigans. I don't know what kind of shenanigans yet. I'm kind of, just got home from work. Icarus Lightspeed, welcome. You are first, and thank you for stopping in. What is going on? Thanks for joining. I'm going to hang here for just a minute, see if we get some people hanging out. Try and kind of figure out what we're going to do. I have kind of an idea. But I got home about 10 minutes ago. Kale, what is going on? How are you doing? You know what? I'm going to need to turn off my notifications. How am I going to do that from here? Yeah, you know what? We'll deal with it tonight. Unless it gets a little too irritating. Thanks for stopping in, Kale. So right now it looks like, yeah, I need to figure out. Okay, we're going to blue screen for just a second. Guys, I need to try and shut off my notifications if I can. Let's see, it's the bouncy blue screen. Yeah, here it comes to get in our way and to ruin our fun. Those little bouncy squares with their smiles on, bouncing away to this blue screen song. It's the bouncy blue screen, yeah. Alright, well apparently without going into another menu, it's going to be kind of tricky to turn off these notifications, and since I did not remember to do it before I started, we will suffer through it this evening. Okay. Alright, so I finally kind of came up with an idea or a theme that I'm going to kind of do here. I'm really digging a lot of the new flora and, you know, all the new stuff we've got. So I've decided to kind of do a theme with the flora and kind of see what I can do in terms of building with it like I did here. You know, how can I incorporate, you know, something with the flora or into it or something, you know, knowing what we know in terms of, you know, height change, deletion of the piece, waiting for it to grow back, you know, all that kind of funky stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of a neat experiment to try to work with all of this stuff and see what I could get away with, see if we could come up with something else other than what we're looking at here. So I started another one, and I've got an idea for a third one, and then I got to think of an idea for a fourth one. You know, I'm trying to work primarily with the void plants and the void egg stuff, you know, that style of thing, because I think it will work well with this style of thing. But there's other, you know, other flora that's shown up recently that I'll look into, and maybe I'll come up with something for it. And welcome, Moose Gaming. Thanks for stopping in. Something tells me we're going to have a light crew this evening, but as always, I'm just happy we got anybody, so I'm not just talking to myself. Alright, so I have started another something, and and each one of these should have at least, you know, a couple of things so that, you know, creates a scene of some sort, and then I'll try to create a story around it. But I thought it would be interesting, since I started with this, to try and kind of keep going with it, you know? Like, what else can I do? You know, can I continue to work and incorporate a, you know, an object into the flora and have it look either appropriate, like it belongs, or at least doesn't look too bad. So, wow, yeah, we got 3 people in chat, and I'm thankful that you guys are here. I think Pez is going to show up. He may even show up and join in-game to give me a second set of eyes. Because I might start another one of what I'm working on, but in another spot, or, you know, something like that. And the one I'm working on now is significantly harder to work with because of its shape, and we'll get there shortly. This was difficult, but at least, it's very symmetrical. We got 4 points going on. We got a center. We have, that pearl in the center. So we had a nice central area to work from, and it's, straight up and down. It's not in any funky angles or anything. Jeffus lives. Welcome, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's good to be back. No worries, Pez, and welcome. I still got to bounce around a little bit anyway, Pez, before I head to that other planet, but we'll get there shortly. Now, I'll be 100% honest, and we'll get there. This new one, it's the first time I made it, so it's a little sloppy. There were some things going on, and we'll get into it when we get there. And I'm working on it. It was very difficult. And Pez will attest to that. He was there, helping me out, trying to help me with the, positioning of trying to find the center and things like that. Let's get the heck out of here. And I got home 10 minutes ago, so my brain is being funky, And we'll head out. No, you know what? No. Ooh, see? Ooh, how do I? Ooh. Alright, I got an idea. Because I don't want to show up right there. I kind of want to fly, because this planet is really neat. It's got great terrain. It's got some cool elements to it. Very neat planet. And I kind of want to, do a little investigating before we drop right into my latest headache. So if I go to my bases and I'm going to try going here, and then we're going to go into the star map and see if I can't. Oh, it would probably help if I looked for the name of. It's a verdant planet, but it doesn't tell me what system it's in or planet. But it might be, worst case scenario, I'll warp to it. And on God, Vinky baby, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, the brain is feeling numb tonight. Like one of those days where you look at the clock and it looks like it's moving backwards. It was a slow night, not a lot of customers, and wasn't feeling particularly energetic. And what did you say? Thank you for following me, and please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Action Pants Gaming. New follower on PlayStation. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, well, apparently I'm here anyway. Okay, so what I need to do is not look up, because I do not want y'all to see it quite yet. We'll get there. But this planet is, the only thing I wish it had is the bioluminescent grass, but at the same time, I think it adds a little bit of something without it in this. The bioluminescent grass is really just, it's pretty. I like it. But I do need to search around for another area so I can do, I can try another version of what I'm doing now, and hopefully, learn from the first one. So when I do the second one, it'll look nicer and be, a bit more symmetrical. And no, don't even look over there. Shoot. Well, and something's going on. I can't even move my ship. Oh, don't even tell me this is how my stream's going to start. Yeah, I'm locked up here, guys. All right. this game has been acting funky. Unfortunately, because I do not have a capture card, I have to restart my stream. So hopefully you guys will return in just a moment. I'm going to try... I'm going to try this, so I don't have to restart. Trav, no worries, bro. Chill away, my friend. Chill away. Awesome. I look forward to seeing it. So hopefully... Oh, that didn't look good. Thank you, Dimash. I appreciate that. Enjoy your sleep. Alright, we didn't have to restart. There's a bonus, but look at the funkadelicness going on here right now already. And it's not a good kind of funky. It's that kind of funky that makes you go, damn, that's funky. It's just not a good funky. It's like that funk when you forgot your gym clothes in your gym bag for a month. Alright, well, at least we didn't have to restart. There's a bonus. That was a bonus. Something just funky happened there. I think I was probably caught under something. We'll try it again. Actually, is there a current system? Do I have a current system where it says current system again? Euclid. So that's current. I'm gonna go here just to see what happens. Good thing you didn't join Pez. Yeah, the game has been really weird lately. Weird rendering, and it's like everything a render kind of clay for a bit. Like I was watching Beeb stream the other day, and even his character, his jetpack. And then yesterday when I was building what I'm building now, I was using the wooden arches, and there's usually a grain pattern on the block, and you couldn't see it. And then I went back a little later, and it was fine. I get a lot of screen lock lately. Like I'll go into a planet, and then all of a sudden my screen will just lock. And, it freezes up, and I think it's, going to maybe clear up, but it doesn't. I got to restart. So, if that should happen tonight, I apologize, and, hopefully, you guys will jump back in and hang out. But if you don't, I completely get it. Someday I'll have some money, and I'll be able to afford a new computer and, be able to not have to worry about that. All right, here's one of the other planets that has, void-style elements. So I'm going to build another thing here. Obviously, it's going to be egg shape, to go with these things here. But I'm going to use one of these plants. But we're not going to do that yet. We might get to it tonight. Maybe we'll measure it out and see, how we can get that started. That might be a neat idea, just to kind of show you, if you want to try to do something like what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I am going to try to build a couple of different eggs and some other things, incorporating the new cool-looking flora. Love Wanderer, welcome. I need some NMS friends for PS4. Well, you've come to the right spot, especially if you like building, because that is what I do 95% of the time. Ooh. No, that's not it. Alrighty. It'd be cool if you were in the star map and you know how you have that, you know, that little house lets you know you got a base there. Lone Wanderer, thank you for following. And please consider subscribing to the wackiness of Action Pants Gaming, who just got home from work about 15 minutes ago. And is feeling a little crazy this evening. Alright. So yeah, so if you were out here, I know it'd be difficult to do, I suppose, but you know, you could see, you know, a name of one of your bases. You know, if you had a couple in the system, maybe it would just choose one and you could go, oh, okay, that's that base in that system. You know, because if you didn't want to start, you know, popping through the, you know, teleporters and portals and base terminuses and what. Alright, Yazoo not chill, no. This is a cool looking system here. Curset, no. Alright, we may just have to go there and drop in. I kind of wanted to fly in and see what it looked like as I flew in, but we'll give it a shot in a second. But I just want to show you this area, this system, because I warped into this place and and I was like, oh yeah. It just had a cool look to it, you know. So we're gonna go here and I'll see what base I've got here. It might be the one I'm looking for. Badger, what's going on? How you doing? Bruce, Zolo, welcome. I didn't see you sneak in there. Thanks for stopping in tonight. And I'm looking for one name tonight because it's just I enjoy saying the name. I don't know why. I just do. All right. So yeah, this is like the scene I got when I look at that. Isn't that cool? What a pretty scene that is. And I had to park my freighter here. So I could get on the viewing deck and just admire that view. That's the thing about this game. This game is just gorgeous. The colors, the scenes, even the music. Take a quick shot here. Bang. But isn't that nice looking? Like you pop in and you see that. All right, what do we got here? Do I have any? Yeah, I got a base here, right? Where is it? Where is it? Or is that my freighter? And it... Oh, no, there it is. What are you? You're not what I need, but I'm curious to see what I popped. Why I put a base computer down here. Badger. Okay, hold on. Before I go and do that, I know you guys have already seen my freighter, and there's a video edit of it by the awesome JC Hysteria, who is an amazing builder and one of my early influencers, and he just does really cool video editing. I kind of want to, I don't want to bug him, but I'm going to need somebody to do some video soon. And JC can take one item and make it look awesome for 3 minutes. I don't know how he does it, but he does. Oh, I didn't want to go in here, but I'm gonna. Alright, let's go in here even though we're in creative. Well, Badger, there's... and thank you, Pez, for dropping links. I don't need to be in here. I really don't. I'm gonna just back out. But actually, part of me was curious to see if it looked any different since I took my breather. But a two-person thing? No, not necessarily. I mean, a large percentage of what I did on my freighter, I did by myself. But then I wanted to, do a couple of, things that I needed to be able to team glitch, and then I needed the lovely and talented Christie's Beach and her PC to help with the windows. But I'm not going to jump in now unless you want me to, but pretty much everything in this freighter I did by myself. But then, I was hanging out with some friends, and I'm like, hey, I got an idea. I got some stuff. I got a thing I've always wanted to build, a part that I thought needed another part. Always looked like, it should have had a screen attached to it, and, hanging out with some friends, doing some team glitching. That's always fun. Right on, Serious. I got you. In for the like, off for the sleepy time. Yeah, I know. It's one of the few times I have where I can stream, and I know it's not a decent time for most folks. And I'm gonna try and find an earlier time during the week where I'm not, streaming at the same time as like Beeb or Zane or Sword. And I think Sword's taking a little breather, so I might sneak in while he's taking a breather. Just in case somebody, in Europe. Joby, what is going on? Alright, so you don't need to see the freighter, so we're out of here. Okay. It's Shenanigans. It's Sunday. We never know what the heck we never know what the heck's going to go on. Alright, so why don't we just head back over to the Nexalex. Damash. Lone Wanderer. Just joined the Discord. Awesome, Lone Wanderer. Okay, Damash. I just figured, if he was taking a breather, I could sneak in a little bit and, and not, be overlapping. Because, let's face it, we'd all rather watch Sword than me. Myself included. And Beeble and Zane. Alright. Let's head over to our work spot. Let's get this kind of finished, and we'll mess around with it. Although I might fly around first, just so I can show you how interesting the planet looks. Just lurking and playing. Right on, Joby. Alrighty. Lurk away. Lurk away. Lurk away. But, Badger, freighter building, I've been playing this game since day one, took a little breather, came back, and I never, in the 3+ years I've been live streaming building and glitch building, I've never built a freighter until they brought out the derelict freighter stuff. And then I'm like, I guess it's time. Because that whole confined building in a box thing really kind of, it didn't do anything for me. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can get away with. And came up with some neat stuff, thankfully. Thank you, Pez. But only like it if you like it. And that thumbs down I see popping around all over the place. Man, and that reminds me, DG Squared did an interview with me, and I sound like a complete moron. But DG's awesome. Great guy, and does a great interview. And there was somebody who put a thumbs down on his, and I was like, hey, I guess somebody thought I was as much of a moron as I was in that interview. But DG's an awesome cat and does great interviews. And DG, thank you very much. Had a good time. Even if half of my words were like, and But I made sure I didn't use the word literally 1,000 times like I've been hearing people use it these days. Okay, good. We're going to try and fly out of here. And actually, look at that. And these things are all over this planet. Super likes, yes. So, but I felt bad that DG got a dislike on his channel because of my interview, It was like, that's a bummer. I mean, I don't care if people put a thumbs down on mine. And you can't like everything, and you know what I'm getting at? I get it. I understand. But I do know that there's definitely some, trolls out there who run around and just have to thumbs down every No Man's Sky or every, everything that they can, because it's what they do. This is going to be difficult to land on this area. Badger. Oh, look at this. Look. Mini Diplo. Ha ha. Look at these. And we got the samurai dude up there. Looks like an old shogun. Yeah, I was up on the Cafe Amino, Cafe 42, I think, and then on DG Squared, his YouTube channel. And Pez, if you have a link to that, could you? Thank you. Never mind. Way ahead of me, bro. Big Pidge is in the house. There's the name I was waiting to say tonight. Big Pidge, how you doing? But these Diplo, they do this how when your dog is scooting because his butt's itching? That's kind of how they look like they're walking. They have these funky front arms, and they kind of Oh, definitely time to get in some nip-nip. Actually, that reminds me, thank you. And I'm calling, this is this dude looks like some... Yeah, see, there's something going on with the game. I'm sensing an update soon. When a lot of this stuff first came in, everything seemed pretty decent, The creatures were moving more fluidly. There you go. I had to get him back on a new track. He was stuck in his wander there. Well, there's a mini dude. Don't run away, buddy. I mean, look at this planet. It's just the mountains and these cool little valleys, All right, let's see if I can't land my ship here. As my thumb automatically goes into the up build menu area. There we go. Always a good idea right before bed. Oh, Pidge, this planet is... It's really cool. I love these trees, and this is what we're working with tonight, by the way. For those of you who are just joining, you missed my beginning. when I was explaining that my new thing for the next couple weeks probably, is building with the new style fauna. Excuse me, flora. I can't build with the fauna because it moves. Like I did with the void egg on that planet that you've all seen so far. And that gave me the idea, like, oh, maybe I can incorporate, this style into, some of the other really cool giant flora that's around. I mean, just look at this, man. The changes to the terrain. I was playing when they did all this. I was just kind of, not very much, but I was, I had to, I couldn't just let an update like this go by without me checking it out. I just wasn't playing and building for a bit. I wasn't even really playing video games in general for a bit. But now that I've been back into playing on a regular basis and getting into exploring more, looking for build sites, I'm just blown away on a regular basis. My only major complaint with the visuals these days is it's way too bloomy. Way too bright, way too bloomy, and it washes a lot of stuff out. And I'm trying to find that little marker. You know what? I'm going to get out of planet. Let's get out of it. I'm at the top of the mountains, and I was able to just pulse right there. That's how tall those mountains are. Now, I don't like the outer space color here, and whatnot, but this planet just... So, Badger, I'm going to get into that, and that's why I started doing it, was to try to see and try to figure it out, try to see if there's a way, and just to do it, why not? Exactly. Pitch. Ow! Oh my God! Oh! Ow! 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 Oh, when your toes curl on you. Oh my God! Ow! Oh! Just had that toe cramp. Oh! All right, there it is. Okay, better. Woo-hoo! That toe, when your toes it turned into like eagle claws, and all of a sudden you just get that wicked cramp. Whoo! Oh man! Thank you, Dimash. Oh, sorry guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta rub my foot. Woo! And I hear potassium too, like dehydration, a bit of potassium, like when you get a cramp. My brother, who taught martial arts for 35 years roughly, I tattooed for 25 years, and he was really into sports medicine as well, and that sort of thing, and kinetics. But look at this, man. Got this valley. And then you got what I'm starting to call these things firework trees, because they look like a firework bloom. Oh, ow, ow. Woo. Oh, I just got another one. Oh, what the hell? Now, last time I landed here, there was a herd of Diplo. Oh, there they are. See, but at night, I'm okay with the sky color because of the the contrast and the transition. Oh, damn, Dimash, that sucks. I haven't even explored the caves here yet. I'm hoping to find, like, you know, maybe a couple of these trees in the caves or something. Alright, these Diplo, they're not very large. They're 3.2 meters, so they're not that big. Which is alright. You know, I wouldn't expect a gigantic Diplo to be, you know, living in a, you know, confined area like this. There wouldn't be enough resources for it. But just, you know, having these cool little pockets, you know, to build in, you know, these nice little scenes in here. You get, you know, and all your fauna are kind of contained. You know, you can kind of herd stuff if you wanted to, I suppose. Make a neat little ranch of some sort. Become a space rancher. I mean, heck, you're milking and collecting eggs from these critters, right? It'd be cool if you could corral them, you know, hold them in a pen and then let them out, let them roam around, then try to, you know, corral them back into the pen. But I just wanted to show you, like, you know, this area with the Diplo in it. Before we start building, I just needed a minute to transition from work to building mode, you know what I mean? Just kind of wanted to enjoy the sights and sounds of No Man's Sky. And you know the other awesome thing about this planet, aside from the little Diplo, there's a worm, and it flies overhead every once in a while on where I'm building. All right, let's head over towards our build site. I don't want to waste too much time and bore the pants off y'all here. Like, great, he's just walking around. Alright, let's move on. Right, definitely Pidge. I was watching people stream the other day and he's like, I like the way Kev says, Big Pidge. He's like, but I can't say it like that. Which I imagine would be a little harder to do with a Dutch accent. Caroline Kelly, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Well, see, yeah, Badger, the Void Egg build, there's one plant that doesn't grow back, and then every once in a while it shows up. But that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Are certain plants more susceptible to that? Actually, the one I'm building on right now has been showing up on a more regular basis. Whereas as we know with the Void Egg, it took, you know, considerably longer for it to show up. And Pez had a good thought too, like not destroying it from the ground, so that, you know, the game has to then render back in the ground and, you know, the rocks and whatever other stuff may have been destroyed, but trying to destroy it from up top, which I thought was an interesting, you know, thought on maybe, you know, I mean, but might work, it might not. And even just trying to find my base is kind of a fun little challenge on this planet. There it is. Alright. Let's see what it looks like as we're flying in. Will anything render? Or is it a case of you need to be right up on it? Let's find out. And this time, the tree didn't grow back. Okay, so we're going to do something, and I'm going to try to get it to come back, because at this point I need the tree there. So last time what I did to get the tree back, and it seemed to work this time. It didn't any other times, but it seemed to this time. I mean, the past few times I've tried this. So I'm going to go back up to the, I'm going to go back up to the Nexus. I mean, I know it's called the Space Anomaly, but I think we all just call it the Nexus at this point. Probably because it's a little quicker to say than Space Anomaly. And Caroline, you missed the Bouncy Blue Screen song, by the way. There was a brief moment I had to sing it. All right, so we're gonna take the terminus to it and see if that brings it back. And if it doesn't, you know, I'm not going to keep trying. Although we could. I want to see if maybe like 3 times or if something maybe changes. But this one has come back on a more regular basis than the Void Egg one did. So, and I wonder why. Is it because the Void Egg plant is a little bit more complicated? There's more stuff with it? Oh, yeah, Badger. So you built under the page tree assets on Swamp World and it has never come back. Had others join your build. Pidge was napping all afternoon on a Sunday is a bad idea, and I'm wide awake at 4 a.m. in the morning. Well, I'm usually up till at least 4 a.m. in the morning, so... I know I was last night. I was hanging out with Pez and Joby, and they're watching me build this thing. And Pez was helping me try to send her stuff out. You're not devastated. I'll find an excuse to build to try and poorly sing it again. And Pidge, I'm sorry I didn't do as deep tonight. My roommate's downstairs. I didn't want to wake him up. But tomorrow. Oh, and that reminds me. As opposed to Thursday, sorry, I got a little loud there for a second. As I was saying, unlike Thursday when I thought for some reason it was Sunday, and at the end of the stream I'm like, hey, tomorrow, which was not tomorrow. Tomorrow, for real this time, which will be Monday, it's going to be the return of the dual stream with myself and People Bomb for the Monday Building Blues. So I'm going to try and keep this stream at an actual 3 hours tonight, so that I can get some actual rest in order to join. Alright, didn't show up again, so this is what I'm going to do. Oh, something funky's happening here. It happened again. And just in this spot. This is weird. Well, Badger, yeah, Beeb's, he's a smart fella. Well, so no more iconic duo? Ah, thank you, Pez. Okay. All right, so we will do that. So what I'm going to do, though, again, I'm going to just try one more time, and this is what I did last time. I actually returned to the Nexus. All right, good to know. Good to know. Well, no, hopefully the iconic duo is back. We'll see. Hopefully I won't annoy Beeble and too much. And also, since Beebs does, the Monday's a little short for him, so he can get to cooking, and I have no life. I'll probably extend, so if people are bored and want to, continue to hang out, then I will probably be streaming afterwards as well. Alright, am I in the current system of this build? Let's find out. If we're in the current... Oh, there's not a more... Okay. Gotcha. There's no more icon. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Again, got out of work at about 10:15. Got home at 10:20. Started streaming at 10:30. My brain's not working at its full capacity at the moment. Current system. All right. So let's. What did I do? Did I fly out or did I? No, I warped into it. That's right. Okay. I mean, I did this into it. Warp to flower. It may work, it may not. And of course, I was saying earlier, oh yeah, this one's been showing up on a more regular basis. And I was actually at work using remote play, and it showed up. And then, of course, now I'm on live stream, and nah. I just kind of want to see what it looks like at this point. And see how off-center I am, because I know I'm a bit off-center. If it looks natural, I'm not going to break this one apart. I'm just going to... This is an experiment to then try to build a better version of it. This one is, the learning process one. Much like the Void Egg, which I had to rebuild in the same spot, I want to say 4 times. John Vardy, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Alright, we'll know immediately just if I look over here and Yep, it's back. Alright, cool, the stem's there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to extend that landing pad out, which apparently I did. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's the wrong one. So it hasn't returned. Oh, well. Anyway. Let's move on. My jetpack is not going to be strong enough to get me to the top of this. No, it is not. Actually, you know what? I know. It's Sunday. You know how it is on Sunday. That's why we call it Shenanigans. Because we never know what the hell's going to happen. DG, speaking of the DG, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend, DG squared. Thank you again for having me on for interviewing me and having me on your show. I re-listened to it, and man, do I sound like a moron. Yeah, like... yeah, like... I was like, man, do I sound like a moron today? But I had a great time. I had fun. I had some good laughs. And quite honestly, that's what it's all about. I think it's a live stream thing where my Flora doesn't come back until. Oh, and by the way, I do have Streamlab command stuff. So, like, I think there's an 8-ball. I don't know how any of this stuff works. Beebs just is helping me try to figure all that out, and he set it up. And Chrissy's Beach, I think, did stuff. I don't know how that works, but I do have, an 8-ball. I got, I got some stuff with the Streamlabs going on. And if you should feel generous, you may donate to my, I need a new damn computer so I can run Streamlabs and a capture card. I believe there's a donation button somewhere, or whoever is mod. I don't know how that works. So whoever knows how all that Streamlabs stuff. All right, let's stop babbling. Although I am going to have to pee right back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you look at this for a second. And we'll see just how off it is, but a lot of that is actually not even going to be around. I really want to see it with the plant now. Thank you for the Oreos. I have some actually white fudge covered Oreos sitting in a tin over there that I'm going to have to chow down on shortly. So imagine the tree running through this. We're going to get like a flower is the whole thing here. And again, what I'm doing for the next couple of weeks is just try to see, if I can get away with doing some of this stuff and how to go about doing it if, you would like to do it again, see what the problems and the issues are with it. We've got that double render. I haven't seen this one move yet, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but we'll get into that. And I'll explain some of the difficulties I had with this one as I was building it. But this will be the only time we will get to look at it like this. And while you are looking at this, I will be right back. Alrighty, thank you for hanging out. Now, I kind of to return so I can kind of see how far to build out the outer portion of this. Jovi. Oh, DG, I am honored. I was honored to be part of it. Thank you for having me on your show. And you know, I always kind of get weird about labels. Legend. I don't think I'm a legend in the game. I've been playing for a while. I've been streaming for a bit. But you know, to me, this community is like, you know, and that's why I stream the way I do. It's like I just, you know, we're all chilling out. I would so much love, you know, to have a meetup. I can't wait for this Corona crap to be all done. I'm so sick and tired of it. You know, the lack of social interaction with people. I'm going to go show you where this shape came from and why I got the idea. I mean, hopefully we'll get it back when we return. And then we'll get to... Well, thank you, DG. Right, Big Pitch? I mean, DG does some great interviews. You've done some really amazing interviews. Your format, your style. You need more subscribers. That's for sure. Right, DG? I would love a North American meetup. I mean, I would love, you know, if I had money, I'd love to go to Europe. And, I mean, I know a lot of people that way, you know, as well. I'd love to meet, like, Boyd and Zane and... who else am I missing? Everyone. I can't even think at this point. Alright, so... What inspired me to do that you just saw, that shape, and what made me think about doing a flower out of it, because it kind of looked like one, and those trees, and mixing that with the trees, okay, and I'm hoping, Jonathan Aguilar, welcome. Oh, Jay Bear, what's going on, man? How you doing? My microphone keeps acting up. Oh, right on, Pidge. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to London.
Oh, right on, Pidge.
Actually, one of my ex-girlfriends lives in London. We're still, you know, friends, if you will. I think it's this one. Man, even the sound's weird tonight. It's like cutting out. They gotta be getting ready for an update. Yeah, here, see how this is? What is going on even with the audio tonight? Something's going on with the game. It has to be the servers. They gotta be, something's going on. But whispers off to the side, he's a legend. Yeah, you know, because in my mind, like, the guys that came before me are, you know, the ones who taught me, the ones I was inspired by. I mean, I don't know. I just like, you know, I'm Kev. Let's just chill. Let's build some crazy stuff. I've got no cigarettes. I'm gonna lose my mind. I thought I had one for tonight. That was my last one for the day, but apparently I don't. All right. Guess we're gonna be using the willpower tonight. Hopefully this is the base that gave me the idea to build what I'm building now. And then to just kind of carry on Thank you. I appreciate that, DG. I mean, you know, this community means a whole lot to me. It is a great, great community. And quite honestly, you know, even though I took a break for a bit, you know, I knew I was going to probably eventually come back because of the people, you know. Heck, I mean, the game too, don't get me wrong. I love this game, but the people. All right. That needs to go there. This needs to plug in here. You're like, oh, your ship in a little island in some water inspired you to make that flower build? No. This did. So I was building this. And I was like, hey, kind of looks like a flower. This one's a little better. This one, and I'll explain why this one's a little better in a minute. Why it's more symmetrical. You know, this one's almost perfect. There's a couple little things in there that are. Thank you, KJ, and welcome. I don't think I saw you sneak in there. Now I'm gonna make everybody freak out in just like half a minute. Now I just don't know what to do with this thing. I was just like, you know, Jovi and I were talking about something, and then I was like, all right, let me practice some of that, and then I'm like, oh, can I mirror it? How's that gonna be? You know, if I do that, and then when I built the first portion here. I looked at it and I was like, damn, that's you know, looks cool. And then I started thinking about, you know, the void egg build that I just did. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and hit all those cool void style flora and see if I can't do like what I did with the void egg and incorporate it somehow, you know, either around or part of or in something, you know, and see what I can do and get away with. Now this thing here, I'm like, all right, now what do I do with it? I'm like, I have no idea. No clue of what I can do with this thing yet. I'm still working on it, but we'll get there. But you can see here that this one is almost perfect. I mean, look at all the, you know, the points and how everything is. It's very close for hand placing every single one of these glitch points. You know, that's not too shabby. See if we can get a little wider field of view here. It looks like that's about what we're going to get. But you know me and my patterns and that kind of stuff, and this just happened to strike my fancy quite a bit. So I'm trying to figure out a few things on what I can do with this. So in taking a break and doing this and looking at this, I was like, you know what would look really cool? Those firework trees with this around it as like a flower, you know, like a kind of biomechanical thing. So now I'm going to freak everybody out, myself included, and I'm going to double save right now. And I'm going to reload. Because I need to see something, what it looks like without the top. Actually, yeah, without the top. So I was thinking about, and I may or may not, just because I might just cry myself, is just deleting Because I was thinking about maybe removing the bottom one and then retaining this, carrying like these 4 points down and having it as a roof, you know, like a fancy style roof, and then putting some sort of structure underneath it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now the other thing I want to do too is I want to connect the core here, and Pez and I were messing around with something that is definitely a potential with this. You know, so I want to throw in a core, you know, so that it's connected, not just floating. Now I tried connecting the 4 corners here, but it's very bulky. It just looks like a weird knot. So that's the other thing. I may need to tear these off and then, you know, start thinking about some different reference points, you know, from here and here, and see if I can't get the curve a little bit different. And maybe possibly even this first set, this looks like it might be a little low and a little tight. So I might have to bring that out and widen the, you know, widen that so that we'll get a bit of a different curve. We've got a little bit too much of a down curve here. So if I bring the light out a little bit more and then follow this line, you know, we might have a little bit better luck on that. And that's why I still have, you know, my, you know, bits of setup in here, so I can, you know, if something happens, you know, we can hopefully save ourselves. But when you have windows interlaced this much, and I'll show you because I can. You know, you start deleting things here. You know, sometimes you get to a point where you can get, you know, but that takes everything right there, you know what I mean? That one window will take that whole chunk. And, you know, sometimes it might take one of these, sometimes it won't. You never know. But, you know, hypothetically, and this is why we just saved, that whole center is, by for one thing, that whole entire center just got destroyed. And since I'm already there, might as well just finish what I was going to do and take a look, and then we'll reload. Just because I want to see the pattern. I need to see how far off I am currently. Six hours of work destroyed in 30 seconds. Now we'll be a little bit more careful. And try not to do what I would normally do and run over to the save. But now we can actually see the pattern we got going on here. So I'm just trying to see how different this one is in comparison to what I'm working on right now. I'm noticing a huge difference here in this portion. Okay, so I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so that's the spot that I know is way off. It's this bump out portion is way off on what I'm currently working on. Yeah, way off. Way off. Alright, let's reload so that we don't cry later. Although, worst case scenario, I'd make this into a roof like I was talking about. But I did spend enough time on that, the second portion, that I kind of want to see if I can make that into an interesting something. I don't know what. I have no idea. Just playing around at that point. What do you guys think of that thing? Think it's too much? Is it too bulky? Like, let's get some feedback. What are we thinking on that thing? Any ideas? What, like, maybe we could do with it? What could we turn it into? Something, Should I cut the bottom off, make that a roof, and then just use that, like maybe some sort of temple thing? And by the way, Pez did this temple thing. You should have a video of it coming soon. It's really cool. Wait till you see it. I got to see some of it live and in person, and I was seeing more than he was, and it was his build. Granted, I'm on PlayStation and he's on PC, so who knows why that worked that way, but... And if you're not subscribed to the Pez Man, subscribe to the Pez Man. Please tell me I'm not going to cry. Alright, I'm not going to cry. Good. Alright, let's get the heck out of Dodge and get over to our build site. See if we can't make the flower more floral. Flowerly. No, that's not even a real word. I'm just trying to make up a word that doesn't exist. My bases. My base goes down. Alright. See, I thought about that. About putting one of the... You're talking about the Void Egg, KJ? Right in the middle? See, my thought with this was, although it would be a little much, was in the negative space between those arms, like, putting one of those eggs, like it was a ship that came down, opened up, and those eggs were going to come out and start doing their thing around the flora, Like they're like drones in a way, and they're going around doing whatever they do. Unfortunately, the way this one's set up, KJ, is there's not enough space for me to put it in there. Without covering, like I would have to separate that a little bit more in order for that to work. Oh, we're back. Yeah, we are. We're back. Nah, it's not tilted enough. And it might be a little bit different. Yeah, and it's way offset. Okay. This is where this is why we're trying this and why we're experimenting. Let's get rid of this stuff. I'll try and get my landing pad a little further back. Well, yeah, it needs to be tilted a little bit more. You definitely need to get it a little bit larger. You need to come at a tilt a little bit higher. You need to do a larger circumference, I think. Okay. Fernanda Mara, welcome. And Jabo, what's going on? We're saying hi to Brazil. Well, hello, Brazil. Alright, let's see if we can't figure this out. Okay. Being the first one that I've done, we need to kind of figure out. Ooh. Now, before this used to let me climb it. Alright, now the lights are on. Maybe it will. Nope. Interesting. Ooh, almost got caught in it there. It's not too far off center, actually. That's not bad. A little bit. And I think once we extend it out, I think, you know, right now it's a little small, but I think once we extend it out and, you know, get it, alright, let's see. Now I'm curious, because I used to be able to walk up this trunk. And that's how I was getting up to my landing pad. And now I'm falling through it. Interesting. And I think this may have changed. Alright, the only way for me to know is to go up top. Okay, let's get my ship down here. I think we may have a new render. But I could be wrong. I won't know until I see some of my markings. I always wanted to go to Brazil. Although I look horrible in a thong bikini. Alright, don't do the wacky shake thing. No, it does it. I can't. Oh, okay. Thought we were going to have that weird thing again, but at least it doesn't lock up and I can at least, you know, restart. That's a bonus. And I don't have to restart my stream. Okay. Now, work. I used to be able to stand on the trunk of that thing. Now I wonder why I can't now. Bubble issue. Maybe it just took some time for it to render in. I don't know, but we'll find out in a minute. Alright, now, is this the same that... Nope. Okay. No, I don't think it is. Where's the block? That'll tell me. Or did I delete it? Alright, I don't think I deleted that block, which means if it is inside the plant, it has moved. Yeah, because this was at a different angle following more. Yeah, this is a different version. Okay, so we're not going to do anything. We're not going to go crazy and delete it. We're just going to work with and learn here. This is a learning moment. So I just got to set up a place for me to not deal with craziness. And we're at an angle here, and actually I'm going to bring this back in to see if we're as close as we were before. It's a little loud. I can't quite hear myself thinking. I feel like I need to yell. All right. There we go. That's much better. It looks fatter, right? Something's different. And these tendrils, too, are closer. Because when I had the other landing pad, yep, this is a different render. Okay, so this is our second render on this one. So now if we look here, we can kind of see, we're not too far off, actually, Pez, either. Needed to be scooted a little more, like I was saying, just a little more, you know, in this particular side, you know, a little off to the right. Now I think if we can extend this out, you know, it'll look to scale, you know, like if we can get a, you know, some more pedal-like structure to come off of this. Now I'm also thinking too, Pez, that where these two trees are sitting, you know, where their tendrils are coming out through the plant. So let's try to keep an eye on. All right, so right now, if we're looking at the base here, we've got 1, 2, 3. So it's the magic number. Yeah, the tendrils, exactly, Pez, right? So yes. Now, I'm wondering if we do the old fly in, fly out, if we'll see, again, the one that was meant to be. Or what we measured for. Not meant to be, but what we measured for. Yeah, it definitely looks a little thicker. And the tendrils were a different shape. I mean, this was always a bit thick, but I was able to walk that before. Moose Gaming, Mia Raid. Should be 5 segments above the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This what you're talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we got 5 still. Let me get into camera mode here. Just so I can kind of see more of an overall view. And the tilt was different. This looks, yeah, see, Pez, this looks flat in comparison to the other one. You know what I mean? Before the tilt to the flower that we're building here was, yep, this is a different, it's almost a different plant. It's not just higher or lower, it seems. It almost seems like it might even be a different plant. Thank you, Miyamao. I appreciate the raid. Welcome, Moose Gaming. Good to see you this evening. And Miyamo. See, now I was hoping to find one more like this, you know, with the tendrils pointing straight up. That was, but I couldn't find one large, you know, a larger version, you know. Okay. All right, let's, you know, this is experiment time, so. Let's see if we can't And I think it took just going to another planet, messing around, then coming back here. Well, you know, sure, that's what it is. Why it grew back. But yeah, no, this one definitely seems different than the last. And yeah, this one's more of a like a C shape. The other one had more of an S curve to it, I think. Am I correct in saying that, Pez? You took that screenshot, right? Because before I start building, I want to see if we do get a slightly different render. If we get, you know... And then we'll start trying to expand on the outside. The other thing, too, that is still kind of... Yeah, I'm falling through this tree. The other one I could walk on the trunk. So let's see. Was it a different shape, Pez? I'm gonna have to build a whole new work area. A little bit further away from that. Alright, we're just going to warp to another place. We'll bounce around for a minute, then we'll come back. We'll see if that changes. I like experimenting. Now, the whole, you know, up, down, you know, higher, lower render with the flora. I was kind of noticing when flying around, you know, as the planet rendered in, it would be high, then it would get low. You know, you'd see the plants actually, you know, dropping down into the terrain. You know, there are times when flying around, you've probably seen that. Now, I'm sure I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I wonder if there's something with that, you know, how it renders in, that's causing some of, you know, what's going on. Alright, let's hang out here for a second. We'll go to another place and we'll work back. We'll see if it changes. And then if it doesn't, we'll just start seeing if we can extend. And we're going to do a couple of jumps just to see. You know, we'll try to make it as quick as possible, and then we'll get to building, because I really want to... I need to see... I have to figure out how to extend that out and still make it look floral. Maybe adding in some other parts other than the windows too for petals. So we'll see. I've got a couple of ideas in mind. We'll do a little. We'll throw some parts around. We'll see what happens. I don't really have anything built except for the things you've seen and the R&D. Let's warp to R&D real quick. But again, Pez, the one I'm building around, the one that you saw with me, that one seems to be the most consistent one, much like the void egg, where the measured out one seems to be the more consistent one with the occasional jump up. And now that I'm thinking about it, the plant does change. It's almost like it's a different version of that plant on the void egg one. Okay, so now we're here. We'll hang out here for just a minute. Now, over there is, I believe, a 32. Joby started the circle, and I can't remember what it was. I think he said a 32. Pardon me, little nip-nip-brick. I mean, I could throw some parts into this kaleidoscope, but I'm not going to right now. We could come back here if we get frustrated at the other one, though, and, you know, try and do another kaleidoscope, but different somehow. I mean, it's already a little bit different because they put the ring around it, but... And I actually kind of want to tear the bottom of this one out and start again. Not sure yet. But yeah, in terms of bloom, you know, just trying to build stuff, you know, sometimes it makes it difficult with just the bloom. I mean, look how bright that light is over there. Look at that bloom circle right here. That is way too much. The last void eggplant was not as wide as it was when it first rendered. When it first rendered, the tendrils made a mustache across the face in the egg. Yep. Yeah, so it is a change of plant, which is interesting. All right, see, we're learning stuff here. That's what this is all about. So, not only is it a higher lower because it's also a change of plant. All right, and just, okay, for experimental purposes, I know we're getting sick of looking at it, but let's see what we get. Oh, Levi, hey, what's going on? Okay, so I believe the reason plants and rocks and buildings appear above ground and then get lowered into the ground is because the Z plus minus is the last thing about objects to get rendered as objects X and Y. Okay. Are set so everyone visiting an area sees the same thing. Okay. Well, that makes sense. But doesn't explain the two different plant. Is that the procedural portion? Alright, so we're at the one that usually appears. So if we look here, let's take a look at what this looks like, and we'll come back again later and see if we get the different render. So let's make some observations here. Alright, we got the tendrils looking like a mustache, right? We've got the rib cage stuff in here with the little webbing. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think 7. Yeah, got about 7, 8 of those. These, all right, the spikes, and then the tendrils over here. Okay, so we got the tendrils running through all that stuff. Okay. All right. So we got all this added stuff in the one that we seem to see. This almost looks like a balloon animal. I hate to say it. The render, it looks like a bunch of like those balloons that you would tie a balloon animal up together. Something is funky with the rendering. I think that usually has more detail. And now, and again, this is, you know, where the pearl is in the, you know, the pearl is in the center where it's supposed to be. Okay, so now the other render, we're going to find the pearl to be just breaching the top of this here. You know, so right now we can get in here, we can look around. And then overhead view, you know, we got a cluster of those spaghetti thingies, and then, you know, a little version. This plant still has yet to come back. It came back once the other night and hasn't returned since. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's head back to the flower and see if anything's changed. And then we'll jump back here and see if anything's changed. Now, I know these... Actually, you know what? That's the other thing. We have different ones down here, so I want to see if this is still continuing. Where is this one? This one is now in its high position. Alright, this one is in its high position. Okay, this is mid position. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is in the position it's supposed to be, and I apologize. That's why it's the wooden one. Alright, so this is in the one that I measured. Okay, we can tell by the block here, right? So we're a little off center, but it's not a big deal. But this is the one that seems to be a more regular. Inside Vortex, what's going on? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with this one. You know, this is I mean, it's, you know, it's the same old boring little Atlas seed, you know, or now I'm calling it the void egg to go with all this stuff. But just because, and this, you know, this is what made me go, you know what, I'm going to try to build more things using the new cool flora. Okay, we also got the rib cagey stuff right in here too. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's check and see if anything has changed at the flower. If I don't run right past my... There it is. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that, you know. And it's all because of the plant. Got nothing to do with the egg, you know, that we've seen a ton of times. But mix it with that cool looking plant, all of a sudden it becomes, you know, something really neat. And that's kind of why I was, you know, taking on this challenge of, you know, building with the new flora. That one is my favorite, obviously. And that, you know, the egg just fits so perfectly with that plant. It really just, it in my mind, it really looks like it belongs there. And again, this is Sunday Shenanigans, so I apologize that I'm not doing a ton of building at the moment. We will get into it 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. We still got time. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. I do need to cut this one at around the 3-hour mark, since tomorrow morning I'm going to be building with the Beebs or whatever we're doing. We'll probably do a bunch of different things. Ah, there we are. There she is. It's changed. That's the one that we came into. And this is the one, yeah, now it looks more appropriate. I think. Or am I losing my mind again? I never really had it to begin with, but... No, see, now I'm able to walk on the trunk. Aha! This is the one. Okay, so... Now we can build, because... we have the iteration that we, see on the more regular basis. And now if we look... See how this looks more appropriate now. It's actually angled, to kind of follow, now it looks more like, it should. This almost looks like a big giant stamen coming out. Now I just need to extend the floral part of it to match. And here too, this is what I was looking for earlier. See how this wire's cutting through? See how much skinnier this is? See how much more centered it is? We're seeing, considerably more of the center. We can see more of that pattern. Yeah, I'd almost like to move it just a little bit down that direction. I mean, we're not gonna, because screw that. I'm not starting this over again. Working at this weird angle it creates some scenarios in trying to build this. All right. Any questions at all before I begin the monotony? Like how I worked, how I tried to get a center, how I tried to anything. Anyone? Is that plant one of the new building materials? No, Levi. Is Nira here? Well, good morning, Nirwana. How are you? Yeah. This one is the one. All right, so I guess we should just get on it. Nobody's got any questions? Let's move along. We got some pillites. All right, now I'm thinking to give myself a little bit more extension and to change the pattern, I would use the concrete now. And that could get us, a different shape we could bring off of this so it's not exactly the same shape. Do I need these here? Do I need those there? Do I need those there? Yes, I do. Okay. Leave those. And let's just take a look and see how we are on this one for... Yeah, it needs to just be scooched over a little bit that way. So the next time... But, trying to figure out how to get a center on this thing, I need to... Actually, tomorrow I'm going to ask Beebs, maybe that's what we can do, is we can try to experiment with one of these and see if we can't find a better solution to a center. But we got pretty good last night. I came up with a pretty quick and dirty way that, got us pretty close to where we want to be. But, as you'll see in a moment, and, alright, let's do a save. Actually, no, let's build a new, I need a new working platform here. We don't need this anymore. That can go. And... let's just need a little workspace real quick, and then we'll get to the monotony of laying in pill light after pill light after pill light. Of course, as soon as I delete that. I don't want all that bulk in there right now. I'm not going to do a fancy little build spot. I just want something I can work with. And put a landing pad on so that we can get up here and work. All right. These storms, too, are very loud. Well, that's kind of what I did, Badger. And as soon as the storm stops, we'll get into that. I'll throw a landing pad out for now and just get that rolling. And I'll show you how I did that. We'll go over to another one in the area and we'll measure it out, and then I'll start another one down here. I think we have one. We got that one there, and we got, I believe, another one over there somewhere. We'll get into it in a minute. And I need a landing pad so we can get our butts up here. And why are you not going to green state there? Am I in the way? What's going on? What's in the way? Nothing? Something? Anything? And actually, we'll keep it away from the build and stuff like you were saying. Wow, a torturous volume on that. That's a little better. Woof. Vicious. Alright. Let's get into the monotony. Well, before I get into the monotony, let's go measure. I'll show you how I did that. So what I did was, came over here, brought up my new favorite thing for glitching, which is this right here. Get it to green state somewhere. Okay. And then I just kind of walked around it. And you can see the bubble here. Okay, we see our collision. And we see my camera bubble, collision. And then I drew the wires through and then killed the plant. Invalid position. And, you know, you don't got to be super, you know, accurate on that point. You just need to find a center, you know. And an angle. And this is where that becomes, you know, part of it. You can kind of get away with. And then I'll hang out with Beebs tomorrow and Monday stream, and maybe we'll come up with another way to do it. Beebs is always good at helping me find a simpler way to do it. But, you know, we also wanted to have a little tilt to the flower itself. So, you know, we needed to find that angle too. I love these, yeah. I love the new plants in the game. You know, these giant flora. Really quite spectacular. Oh, come on. Come on, you camera. Definitely not an easy building location, that's for certain. Granted, I didn't really do much of a scaffold. So I basically like hit each one of these. You can kind of see like the rib here. Yeah, all that worked for not to glitch. And this is where not having the collision on the wire is now a drag. Because I really need to get over there a little bit closer here. You can't, you know, you can't now use that angle. KJ out. All right, sweetie. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. And there's Christie's Beach. How you doing? I know I just commented on your thing, but then I realized I hadn't seen you until right now. All right, so now we have that. Now we need to destroy. Because you can't get in here. That's the bubble. All right, you can't really do much there. And as we see, you know, that's the no-fly zone. So in order to fly, we need to destroy. Come on. Okay. And this is why I like those planners so much. Okay, now we've got our angle. We can use, you know, to kind of, it helps if you take a photo ahead of time too. But now we can find our center point. Look at that monkey. He's climbing a tree. And this is basically how I did it. You know, it was like, all right, how do I do this quick and dirty? You know, how can I, you know, what's a way? And, you know, this wire not having collision anymore, though, is... Okay, if the round circle's there, it'd be roughly there. Okay. Up and down on the build camera would be really helpful. Hello games. 'Cause we love hello games. And there. Now we know roughly where our center is. And it kind of gives us our angle at the same time that we want it to be. Yeah. The camera is, you know, one of the best things ever added in building. But all of this moving around, where all I would need to do would be go up and down, and then do a little bit of a turn, would be, you know, much more beneficial. Okay. So, there's our center. Now, unfortunately, we used to be able to do all kinds of fun stuff with this wire, which now we can't. So, what do? Well, we get oddly creative and just try to do something that might work. And in this particular instance, we could use something like this. And now we don't even need the planers here, actually. We can get rid of those. Now you're going to get weird twists and stuff, so you know. But there might be one here. That's not twisted. Actually, I probably should have saved and done what I did before, which was lay the... but I still had to turn those too, so... But before, we could just lay something on that wire and good to go, you know? But not so much now. And I'm not going to mess around with this too long. I kind of want to get back on the project. Come on. Really? Are you going to really be that much of a pain in the butt tonight? There we go. Right, that's more what I was looking for. Bink. There we go. Alright, now. I don't know how centered we are, but... Up and down on the build camera would have worked really well for that. Burp. Burp. Yeah, see, this is where up and down would be beneficial. This is a nightmare because to get at anything up there, you gotta, you know, you're back, forth, left, right, flying around like some sort of drunken monkey pilot. All right, enough with that. But you basically get the idea of how I sort of began to try to figure out how to find the center. And then what I did was, you know, after that, I put something down that I could flatten, straighten, you know, find the angle. But I will start another one of these somewhere, and we'll start it from scratch. Right now, I need to figure out the pedal portion. Of this. All right, so let's go. I said the drunken. I don't know where that came from. All right, and now comes the part that gets nice and difficult. Because the angle is never going to be perfect, because when you bring the light up onto this, it does not go straight, so which means you need to manually rotate each one of these because we're at a funky angle. And as soon as that tips again, it turns to a funky angle. Good. All right. So knowing whether or not I am centered and whatnot here is, yeah, see? Parallel. We get to what we need. We rotate. Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare. Alright, so now I need to figure out oh jeez Louise, why did I decide to do this one? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to wait for it to flop, find some form of reference that we can work with. How do we know we're going to be? That's where we're going to find out our verticality. I mean, not our verticality, our horizontalness, our parallelness. And it looks like if I go right up to that spot, alright. Now this is going to drive me nuts, I can tell already. But we're going to do it anyway. Why? Because I'm crazy. Alright, so let's start fresh here. Alright, we're going to need to first manually rotate, get parallel this way as much as possible. Then center that as much as possible. Flip, rotate, flatten. Okay, I got it. And there's our marks right there. Okay. Yeah, there's a pain in the butt. And we're going to have to do each one of these individually. Every time. Great. Oh, what's going on, BC? Where is all my stuff here? There we are. Sorry. Shenanigans Sunday is a wreck. That's what happens when I gotta find another time where I'm not streaming after work. It just seems to be the best and only days that I have available, and times I have available at the moment. Alright. I need a save point somewhere near me. Do I have one? Excuse me. I do. Pardon me. That vapey stuff, man. I'm still not used to it. Alright, so now we're going to pop to and Pez. Is Pez still here, or did he have to take off? Oh no, he's still here. Alright, so what did I just do? I love the repetitiveness. You know, surprisingly enough, there are times that I do find it cathartic, but it's usually when I'm not on stream because, you know, I feel bad that people have to watch, you know, the monotony of that, you know. And that's why I keep babbling to try to make it less, you know, monotony. But when I'm doing this, just, you know, chilling by myself as I often am, you know, I throw on music and I just kind of zone out. Look at those perfect reference lines right there. You see that white highlight right where that pill light is on the orange side of the bar? You know, orange, black, orange, and that on the orange bar there's a little white reference mark. Now, before I run this whole thing, let's be mildly intelligent. And let's just do a section and see what we get. Yeah, I don't think Kohler misses the flag method at all, much like none of us miss that at this point. Or the pipe notch method, which I used to use, which is you know, it's still actually, come to think of it, you know what? This is stuff that I tend to overlook myself, but it's like that technique is still usable in certain situations, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in tight quarters and you want to add a, you know, a circular, son of a gun, damn it, I need to get a better camera angle. You know, something circular in tight quarters where you don't want to go dropping in a biodome and doing that method, you know, it's still something that I probably even myself should be utilizing a little bit more. Yes, is it, but, you know, I would say for like a small thing that you don't need to be perfect for. I'm like tilting my head like that's going to help. Although it kind of does. Alright, let's do a section of 3 to see what we get. 3 and 7 are my favorite numbers, followed by 11. For no particular reason. Although 3, it is a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number. Up and down on the build camera would really help with this Hello Games. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's something I should have probably been paying attention to a minute ago. Oh, hey. Now, usually... Actually, that's not bad. It's still holding its... We get any other weird flop? Yeah, right there. Okay, that's good to know. Ooh. Ooh. Come on. Oh. The game just froze up a little bit there. I'm like, you better not. Or maybe those weren't reference lines. Maybe those were just highlight lines. So we'll go with the flop itself. Thank you, Spacesuit Siri. Best meteorologist in the galaxy. Spacesuit Siri's live forecast. Am I inside or outside? I'm inside, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, I'm outside. Binary. Thanks for stopping in. It's probably really early in the morning for you. You're probably what? Just waking up. Just rolling out of bed. Haven't gotten your action pants on yet. Got your sleepy pants on. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait because we're gonna get weird rendering even though I'm indoors with the rain. I've noticed it still gets a little funky. But we're not really caring because I don't want to wait. What I do want to do is see what this is going to look like. And I am going to need, what am I going to need? A new brain. You know, I've gone to tons and tons of different stores and I've asked if they sell new brains and nobody does. The cashier's always look at me funny whenever I ask about that. Or new lives. You sell new lives here? I don't like my current one. I'd like to exchange it, please. Preferably one that, you know, has a really good job, makes lots of money. Or just is independently wealthy. That would be the best. What am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for, not you. Although maybe you later. We're not sure. You cause too many problems, but might look neat. Mixed in there. We'll get back to that. What I am looking for is in the same menu that I just keep dropping out of. And Nip's starting to take a hold, man. And are you going to delete? No, thank you. Please get rid of face deletion. We don't like it at all. We don't need no face deletion. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Please don't take my pill at home. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, hello games. Please get rid of face deletion. I'm sorry, that went horribly awry. Started off like a good idea, and then I started trying to build and sing and create lyrics at the same time, and it just didn't work. Yep, I'm good with that. We're going to carry that pattern on and out. We're happy. That looks pretty good to me. Let's make this easier on us. Although that one we don't want to get caught. Yeah, I like that. Let's leave that. We're getting very pedal-like. Should we go out? Yay! Only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. More to go. Right, BC? I know, right? I have the same problem, but it's usually cars. Alright. What are you doing on the fold over here? Well, for being wacky to set up, that looks relatively symmetrical. Looks pretty smooth. Looks relatively merged, okie dokie. Alright, let's carry on. Hello. I do have another thing I was thinking about trying here. Let's save this. Ash Factor, what is going on? Ash, can you come into a PlayStation build? Grab the build, put it into PC, and then mess with it. Can you do that? Alright, nip nip, I gotta remember. Okay, do not let me save if we don't like what this does. And actually, we should probably do it away from that one. Although I need it, don't I? No, we need to start the first one. Okay. Never mind. Always watching Wazowski. I'm gonna give myself whiplash trying to make sure things are parallel. Okay, now. What did we notice a minute ago? We noticed that all of a sudden over here, somewhere, that happens. Now, I was going to get into some kaleidoscope stuff tonight as well. If I hadn't finished the center of this, I was going to, because I didn't want to show it until I at least had that done. That portion of it. To discuss some things about the kaleidoscope that, or the APG engine, however you name it. I'm still fond of the sci-fi kaleidoscope. Sci-fi! Sorry. That nobody seemed to figure out. I think maybe one person, but I don't think so even. But I will get into that next time. On Days of Our Lives. Yeah, this is going to be difficult to get nice and level. Did Ash answer my silly question? Okay. Alright. What are we going to get here? Let's find out. Okay, so it goes flat there. And we'd cross over. I should have looked at the pillow, I would have known that, but now we have that mixing in with it, which is the same pattern as over there, but now we're gonna get like a circular thing going on at the same time. And we're gonna get no. Maybe. Alright, so now I'm going to get this V though, which is then going to give us another angle and pattern. Because now we have that straight line. Maybe. See, here we just have the V every time. So we're going to get a we're going to carry out consistently. But if we do this, we might get a new kind of thing. But I don't like yeah, I know I'm not gonna, because this is just gonna cut off here with the next one. So we're gonna get, what are we gonna get? We're gonna get like this angle here. We're gonna get like a, just trying to draw the line in my head visually here. Yeah, no. Okay, no. That's not gonna work. Ooh, yeah. That's why we did that. So, but pretty much got to steal the base and import it into my own base computer to do it. Well, Pez, I think what I need to do for the next one is start it at a 32, as opposed to the 16. The only reason I started with the 16 was I knew that I could close down on it, quickly. And then I wanted to see what I could do to extend and how that would work, and if I could change how it extends, because I know roughly how this is going to go. But I think you called it though. See, Badger and Ash are talking in like a whole other language to me. So use nom nom to make Jason do what? And this is NMS. I don't know where that extra E is coming from. Yeah, I know very little about that sort of stuff. I would like to know more. I would like to even learn how to write code or program. I mean, I might be too much of an old dog to learn that new trick, but alright. So this, we're gonna get that. Now we're gonna get that. Now we're gonna just monotony. Alright. Monotony. 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 Placing pill lights until I die. Doodly 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 doo. Ba-da-da-bum-bum-bum. Hey. Alright, so we got some done. At least we got that. We're good at that. Now let's do... Yeah, we'll just run in one direction. Try to get this done. Try to finish this in the next... hour and a half, or half an hour to an hour. I don't know, I suppose, why it takes that much time to... That's why. See, in finding the proper angle for all this, you know, just with your camera, and this is why, you know, an up and down on the build camera would be really great. You know, instead of back, forth, in, out, left, right, up, you know, no, up, down would be nice. To get up and down, you know, when in a building, you know, predicament as this, you know, with the pillate acting, you know, differently every time because you're at a different angle as you're slanting down here. You know, now this one's happy for some reason. So yeah, I'll just kind of sit this way, no problem. Then we go over here, and it's like, nah, don't want to do that. Oh. I tried that before, dropping in and out, and it... Alright, maybe that's what I need to do. And it didn't seem to help last time. Okay, drop out. Yeah, because usually you can just leave the light up and just keep going. Yeah, see, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's what I thought. And actually, am I even wasting time? I should probably just flop it up and then straighten it out. So I'm doing an extra step I don't need to do, just be out of muscle memory. But also, I'm wondering if that makes a difference on when it flops. You know, because of the way it's phasing or whatever. Put another pill light on the fire. Yep. Pill lights. Let's place 100,000 pill lights. See, I usually use the wooden arches, so now I'm like looking at the concrete and like you know, looking at reference points and trying to think, you know, can I do other things? But at the same time, trying to, you know, find my centers. Are there certain things that I can find at a regular basis, you know, that are gonna, you know, right now what I'm doing is I'm kind of looking over at that black square to the right of the pill light. You see kind of I can, how that, when I rotate the pill light, it changes that angle. It no longer looks like a square. So I'm kind of looking at that. And then there's like kind of a, like a blotch there in the middle, on the left side of the pill light. And then you have like the angles on the outside of the, you know, arch. You're looking at the shadow, you know, the beveled edge there. So I'm kind of using all those things and trying to, you know, find, you know, my center and my parallel, I think. No Mog, what's going on? Thank you for stopping in. I'm trying to look at, I have no idea what they're talking about. Files of, I mean, I get a basic idea, you know. I take the game file, put it into some form of program, and, but how, you know, that's, I mean, and that's, what really interests me about all of this stuff, I mean, in general, I mean, the man, I'm tired. What generally, like zeros and ones, silicone, sand, you know, computer chips and all these zeros and ones doing all this stuff. The computer's a, you know, pretty amazing tool. Pez, what happens if you place the BC for Kev to build off? Would that work? Because I know when we first got crossplay, I know we tried to do some stuff, but it was when we first got crossplay. But yeah, if you want to, you know, if you have time sometime, Ash, this week, or tomorrow or Tuesday, and you want to join my game, drop a base computer and, you know, whatnot on that planet, and I could just build another one and, like, probably now at this point, just a basic egg if I didn't want to get too technical, because Ash could probably break it apart then, right, at that point. Probably in an hour, less maybe? I don't know, actually. I mean, I could speed build one. That might be a neat challenge. Speed build. A void egg. Are we back yet to the other side? Almost. See, this is the times where I wish I could play, like, the music that I like to listen to, not some sort of copyright-free stuff. A buddy of mine was hanging out the other day, and he's like, man, he's like, your playlist goes so perfectly with this game. And I was like, I know. I was like, all I do is play this game and listen to Spotify, and every time, you know, one of those, you listen to this, you might like this, you know, and it's a new thing that I don't know, and it goes with the game. You know, I do the old like heart thing. And it's funny, I've been doing some of these builds lately, and I should get the list of my, let me see this here, hold on, right, 1 second, where's my Spotify? Entertainment folder, Spotify. And without even, knowing the name of the song, because I'll be playing while it's going, and then I'll, hit the menu and, look and see what song's playing. Go over. And the last couple of songs that I did the old favorite-y thing on. If I can find my list. Where is it in my tons of stuff? There it is. Strange Seed was the name of one of the bands. Throwing Snow. That was just because I say throwing parts. The Comet is Coming. Outer Space. Molecule with a Weed Pecker song. Space Vandals, name of the band. This one, the song was funny, but not funny, but I liked the song, but I thought the title was funny. Ignorance Makes Me High. But, I'd just like to be able to play my tunes, man. Build. And let you all listen on to the tunes and go, yeah, hey, that's cool. Maybe I'll look into downloading that, Alright, back to pill lights. I see pill lights. But, all the copyright stuff and whatnot. And it's like what happened to the good old days where I could make somebody a mixtape and, not have to worry that I, was copyright infringing for some reason. And it's almost like these days you can't play it in the car because somebody else in the car next to you might hear it. Sorry, I just made myself laugh with that comment. I didn't really think about it before I said it, and then that was one of those things. Excuse me, you're going to have to pay some royalties. You were playing a song in your car, your windows were down. The person in the car next to you heard the song and then happened to record it on their phone illegally. I love Spotify. Yeah, I do too. Like what I used to use, and now I don't use it all. And I probably don't even remember the name of it now. What was the other streaming service? Pandora. I don't like Pandora. Pandora got, I don't know, something about it. Didn't dig on it anymore. Oh, that's right. I forgot to... You know me, I get distracted easily. Squirrel. Piece of candy. Save banana, throw banana, throw banana, throw bananas. Again, getting distracted. I'm like, alright, I gotta talk about Monday, and at the same time, I gotta save. Unlike Thursday, which I had gotten out of work, and as usual, my brain's not fully functioning at that moment. And I thought it was Sunday for some reason. I kept saying, tomorrow I'll be back with Beebs doing the Monday Building Blues. When in fact, that would actually be tomorrow this time. For real. I mean it. I'm probably going to be starting a little later than he will. But I will be, going longer. I will extend my stream. Because he has to cook and do what he needs to do in his real life. So it's going to be the return of the Monday Building Blues. For those of you who may be interested. Do. I know I'm interested. I miss working with people, you know? He's the smart one. And I'm the crazy one who just accidentally finds stuff that he then figures out how to make easier for me. What am I doing? Why am I... Oh, yeah, no, I need to be... I'm not moving backwards. Move forwards. And also, like, the smoothness of the camera needs to be... you know, it's a bit notchy and, like, really sensitive. It's just so sensitive. You know, it doesn't want to glitch, so it fights you the whole time. You know. But yeah, it's a little bit, camera's a little wild. I guess is a good way to put it. It's a little crazy. It's a little spastic like me. Which you'd think it would work, but that's... in fact, it is not. And see, a little up and down adjustment there. I wouldn't have had to, like, back out and then to readjust what I needed to see. You know, I just wanted to go up a little bit. Now, no worries, Christy. Alright, multiple base computers are fine, but okay. So, what I'm understanding at this point with Ash Fact, and please, if his link has not been put in, that needs to be put in, is YouTube. Because you should, if you haven't seen stuff Ash has built and stuff with Blender, and oh my goodness. Again, why I would love a good computer, you know, be able to have, you know, make my streams better and do all that fun stuff, you know, like the tickers and stuff. But to be able to work with Blender and the lighting stuff, you know, still, you know, I love the base game in a lot of ways, but like right now, if I had that, I'd be shutting that bloom down. That's for sure. But I don't know enough about the smart stuff. You know, I'm not very good with math. I'm all about, you know, I see something, and then I fumble around till I make something that kind of looks like what I thought I saw. Yeah, see, this is weird. That now we're back to that whole. I'm just gonna go with that. That's what I'm looking for. Are we? Yes, we are. That looks decent enough. Got a good rectangle there. It looks pretty even amongst everything. I could go a little bit dip inwards, but. Do 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 do. And I just want to thank everybody who is listening to me go crazy tonight. I have gotten very little sleep in the past few days. I've been up, you know, trying to get some stuff worked on so that if I'm streaming, at least we're doing something and it's not just me babbling away. At least we're working on something. And just hanging out with, friends that I've made in this community. Hanging out with Pez and Joby, and it's this new guy that was hanging around, and Jay Bear. That showed up in chat earlier and probably has since fallen asleep and left. But he seems like an interesting character from Norway. Seems like a really nice guy. He's showed me some of the kaleidoscopes. He just started glitch building, so he showed me some of the kaleidoscope that he's done at a larger scale. And I'm like, ooh, that's very interesting. So we may actually collaborate on one, which would be kind of interesting. Do some sort of big, crazy... I mean, yes, we've seen a lot of them, the engine and the kaleidoscope, but what I've noticed with those, a lot of the ones I've seen have very similar patterns going on with them. They're using some different parts, but there's only a few parts that really work with that. But it was the patterns that I was trying to get, and the color changing, and a lot of that. I do still have some videos of some of those, and I'm going to put them back up. I'm going to make some. I may have deleted my channel, but I still have some, video capture of some of the stuff that I left behind, if you will. Move forward. You're always moving forward. Except in my life, apparently. But in the game, right now, Chrono's making it a little tough to move forward. And it's really frustrating me because I don't like to do this much sitting. Which is probably why I've been very yakety lately. My brain keeps moving, but I can't go do the things I would like to do. But thank goodness for No Man's Sky and its wonderful community. Oh, how close are we, Mom? Are we there yet? I gotta go to the bathroom. How many more pill lights? Yeah, see, like that too. It's really hard to get like a fine... I mean, I know a lot of it is actually the PlayStation controller. I bet you a scuff controller, one of them nice ones, would be better suited. Which reminds me, if anyone, feels generous, there might be some sort of link to feel generous with to support the Get Kevin a Computer Fund. And no, I will not leave standard glitch building. I will add Blender building to the repertoire. Because you still have to build it, don't you? You still actually have to make the build. Like, how does that work? I gotta start, like... Ash, I would love it if you could do... If you're still here, if you haven't left yet. Pez, that's who I was trying to bring up was Carpentrix. That's what I was trying to talk about. Thank you. My mind went blank for a moment, and then I went off on a tangent. Is to kind of do like a video, not necessarily a tutorial, but like kind of show people, like, all right, if you would like to do Blender, if you don't already have one, I should probably scroll through more of your videos, but I always just get lost in the visuals. I'm like, that's just awesome. But like, all right, hey, here's here's what I got to do to get to one of these, like an edited video. Like, all right, I started off by building. Yeah, but you can scale all your stuff too. which is kind of what you do in general. But like for a beginner, you know, that whole bit, something for beginners, Blender for beginners in No Man's Sky, or for me, Blender for idiots in No Man's Sky. You know how they have the whatever idiot for idiots books. Yeah, Ash is phenom. Like, I love your stuff, Ash. You are one of my inspirations. You know, as soon as I get done getting comfortable again with my techniques and whatnot, and thinking about, you know, building, because it's a mindset. You know, building is a mindset. You know, doing, you know, the Blender standard building, glitch building, you know, it's a creative process. If you're not feeling creative, your life is going chaotic or whatever. Kids are driving you nuts, the dog's barking, the neighbor's running a lawnmower or the leaf blower. A few little things. I hate leaf blowers. But man, I wish I could do some of that Blender stuff. Some of that lighting stuff. Like just seeing this game with like more of a realistic filter with the characters in it and everything is, you know, like the lighting mods that Ash does too is real. That pool, man, that was really great. It's a pool, but you look at it and you're like, that's how I want to see. You know, and not all the time necessarily. You know, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Like, I love the way the game looks, the way the creators see their vision, but I also love that, you know, kind of real vibe to it. You know, that's what has me interested with Star Citizen. Like, again, I would need a decent computer instead of my mouse abacus combination. This is rough angle. Again, up and down. Up and down on the build camera. It'll be super sweet. Hello, games. Sean Murray, you're a smart-ass dude. I'm sure you could figure it out for us. Actually, I think Hello Games' next game is, they're going to do 2 separate games. It's going to be one that's just all about the exploring and the vastness, you know, of space, and, you know, like a continuation of No Man's Sky, but better. And then they're going to release the Builders version, where, you know, there's still all the cool environments like this, but, you know, you're not worried about all the ships and stuff like that, you know. And it's more parts and larger bases. The Builders Edition. We're done! No, we're not. We have one more to go. Psych! Oh, I was almost so happy we could have started doing the next set of repetition. Yeah, like I watch Ash's stream and I'm like, he's taking parts that you can't normally scale on like PlayStation, right? And like running around building with these things, and I'm like, man, if I could scale that part up to that size and glitch with it and put it where I want, the things that could be possible, you know, just even throwing parts around like that would be amazing. You get all kinds of crazy, wacky stuff. Alright, I need to, you know, use the whole laboratory thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a view of what we're trying to build here. which is a flower using the crazy tree as our stem, stamen, and flower. For those of you who are just popping in. As part of the building series that I'm trying to do right now, which is, using this window technique and other parts, as well, and building it, incorporating, the cool new flora in the game. So on that note, let's stay with the funky pattern at least. Yeah, see, we're a little bit outside. And of course, once we strip away all that. Alright, I really need to use the bathroom, folks. I will be right back momentarily. Let me try to get you a little bit better of a... Oh, we're already at 150%, so... just something a little bit more wackadoo. There we go. Alright, be right back, folks. Thank you. Alright, my PlayStation's about to take off. So let's start building again. Alright. Did I save? Yeah. Better to be saved than sorry. Ha ha ha. Alright. Thinking I need to bring that down a little bit too. This. I need to bring that down a bit. I think that's going to help. Come on. Where's the door? There you are. Where the base of this connects to the stem. No, that's fine. That's actually fine. Alright, let's get the next ring on. That's going to actually help a lot, I think. But before we do that... I just saved, right? Yes. Let's get rid of the pillage, because I can't stand looking at pillage right now. You know what? I need a minute. I need to think about something first. Because we need to make this extend out further than the little, the stamen portions here, or what would that be called? The pistil, right? Pistil stamen. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, Pez, making your own part. I mean, I'd be happy enough just to be able to scale everything and put it where I want. I mean, that would make me, super happy. So we need to extend out a couple more, and then I need to start thinking of it in terms of like petals. So we're going to come out and then start dropping down somehow every other one, kind of thing, so that it starts to arc down, following all that stuff. I mean, you got flowers like daisies and whatnot, which the petals, go straight out, basically. And actually, you want to see a funny-looking plant and a funny-looking flower, rather? Google naked hanging man flower and see what comes up. Although, just the naked hanging man portion is, if you mistype anything else, you might get something crazy. But or do flower, naked man flower. But I think it's really called the hanging naked man, something like that. I don't know what its Latin scientific name is, but that's how I found it Googling, because somebody told me about it, and I was like, what? And it's a funny looking flower. Just goes to show that nature has a sense of humor. Alright, let's go. Let's go. I saved. I do want to see if... Oh, no, it should. Actually, let's also do this. There we go. The dead quiet tends to get me a little claustrophobic feeling there. Yeah, we're going to be fine. I do that. It's going to widen out too much, but... Alright, never mind. I know what I'm going to do. Alright, let's go. Let's get the next ring going. Let's finish that. Orchis italica is the technical scientific name. It's a funny looking plant, isn't it? Alright, we need to not delete everything. That would be bad. Alright. Aside from the obvious reasons why you can't do it, it would be nice to be able to, share, a photo like that, a little tiny photo you could click on. But I get why that is not something you would see. YouTube starting anytime soon in chat. Alright, see, now I want to turn the sound effects up. Except for when it's raining and then it's blasting in my ears. Needs to be a little bit of audio balance there. Working around the collision of the trunk. At one point, the tree had come back. And I was like, alright, cool, I can see. And I was trying to place pill lights in, and, I forget about it. The angle and, the collision of the the tree's collision bubble and the camera, I just couldn't get in there. And that's when I start talking again. So you get in that mode, you know, your glitches are going good, and you're like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you get quiet because you're focusing. Had a good run. It was a nice run there. Couple 2-3 in a row without a wire drop. Going for the gusto, man. Now, what I'm doing here is pretty basic and simple. It's just monotony and, you know, repetition. But, and this is stuff that I was going to start messing around with, you know, you can start altering all kinds of things in terms of angles, and, you know, you can make something by placing one of the primitives in the, you know, on here somehow, and, you know, start really kind of going nuts. But the natural curve of these windows, what the hell was that? What was that noise? You all hear that? Alright. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? But, you know, there's all kinds of funky fun stuff you can do with this. But a lot of it, unfortunately, to get the patterns is really just a question of like constant repetition. You know, as you see here. Pill lights, and more pill lights. And yay, now we have that. We're getting out there. A 32 is probably going to really be the way to go with this, but this should be fine for now. Alright, now I'm thinking I should probably throw a banana for starters. Let's throw a banana. And then I'm in the debate on in here, but I have a feeling I'm going to lose the windows when I go to delete. So I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. It sounded like the word. Has anybody Googled the plant yet? I see no giggling of or mention. Right, now I would have to figure out some sort of quick reference point here. What do we got? That's a good centering. That looks good, that thing there. And because I can't get in here, obviously, with the camera too close, it's going to be difficult to get a good lineup. I'm actually wondering even if these, if this is going to take the pill lights with it or not. I mean the windows with it or not. This arch. I'm just seeing all this phasing here, and I'm picturing is me screaming. Alright, I can center on that pretty well. It's a small enough reference point for that middle bar on the light. Right, let's try that. Let's see what we get for a shape. Before I go deleting stuff. And let me see how I do. See up and down on the build camera. That'd be so wonderful. Right, we're on the edge of that. Perspective plays a huge role when sketching like this, you know. You're not using snap points, you're making them, so if your perspective is off a little bit, so can everything else. But this, I guess, is going to be good enough for what we're doing. Alright, see what that shape is. It's going to be a very crossed shape. Actually. Oh, really? I see how you are. At least you didn't take that pill late with you. Alright, so we will drag a wire from a more safe distance or somewhere else. And we'll just go back and forth. Yeah, we're gonna get a super tight cross. And actually, you know what? Who cares? I'm gonna reload anyway. And probably would help if I did that. There we go. That's not bad, actually. Kind of start extending out. And what do we get if we use that instead? Because now we're going to lose, but we'll get a different V point here. Reload. Manuel, how you doing this evening? You guys still got anything going on here? What's going on here? Oh, I am way past 3 hours. Well, not way past, but we might as well do 3.5. We're almost there anyway. Hello. Oh, alright. That's actually not bad. But let's see what we get with just this. Well, see, now we have a few options as well, because we have a good portion here. We've got, alright, so now, actually now we can start curving down. So, this is how we start to curve down. Because now, and we can almost curve down incrementally as well, it looks like. Right? So, whatever angle you want to start curving down on. You can start, just angle your pill light. You know, start, it's going to start carrying it out, you know, that direction. So whatever reference point you're using, you know, I usually recommend, you know, getting your angle near it so that you don't get that weird, sometimes it'll kind of jump a little bit. I'm going to do one reference point. I kind of liked what it was doing between the arches there. That wasn't bad. I could also do that as in every other too. You know, do a one here. Oh man, too much thought process for this late. Way too much thought process for this hour for me. Let's go with this reference point here. Pez, I just want to thank everyone 07 Pez for hardcore moderating while Christy was taking a break. And welcome back, Christy. Now we're getting near the end, so and thank you, Pez, for taking on those responsibilities. I've already been thanking Christy's Beach profusely through Discord for all her help, which I do definitely appreciate. Hey. Alright, what are you gonna give us? Nothing really interesting, I'm guessing. Basically another set of B's, I'm thinking. But oh, please don't. Thank you. Yep, we're gonna get that. So if I do that, and then do the other thing every other, that's going to give us a whole other set of, like, you know, angles to work with and play with. This isn't really going to curve down, though. It's going to keep it kind of going, you know, straight out. I think the other one had more of a curve potential. This is just looking really similar to that part there, and I don't know if I want to carry that or dramatically alter it. Let's get into good camera mode. Where we have an up and a down. Yeah, it's starting to look a little too blocky right there with that. Granted, it's only one in there at the moment, so I'm trying to visualize the next set. To arch angle or to not arch angle, or to do both? That is the question. But for now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to reload. Thankfully I didn't just save there. What's going on, lava? Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of thing going on where people gets the sound going. Because, well, I don't have a computer and a capture card set up. I could make the noises, but it's a little late for that now, and I'm feeling a little parched. Where's my iced tea, speaking of that? Alright, let's be honest, I've got cotton mouth. It's the after effects of nip nip, and you just can't do anything about it. Alrighty. How did I get the tree to respawn last time? My stream crashed? The way I was doing was kind of going, I went up to the Nexus, warped here, then down here I called back to the Nexus. I don't know if I'm still have that. Yeah, that right there. Returned to the space anomaly. Went back, and then warped here again. And I think I maybe even left Atmo once or twice. Alright. Since we are getting near the end of this, let's just take a look. That's our progress without all the clutter around it, just for a minute. See where we're at, and then I will reload. And then we will get some sleep for tomorrow's building, and maybe we'll have better luck trying to get the angles and stuff. I'll do a little bit of thinking on it. I think Pez has probably done a little bit of thinking on it, because he was with me helping me. And who knows? I don't know what's going to go on tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to it. Now, Beeble is going to be starting at 9 a.m. My time, which is in the U.S. East Coast, EST. And I will probably, I'm going to try to be around the same time, but I have a feeling I'm going to oversleep, because I have been really tired. Worst case scenario, it will be an hour later that I will join, but I'm going to try to join at 9. It's an orchid, which I believe the naked hanging man flower is also a type of orchid, based on Pez finding the scientific name for it, and just based on it, what it is. If you've seen it, you'd go, oh yeah, that's a type of orchid. And there are tons of species of orchid out there. Without all the junk around it. Not bad. So there's my firework orchid. Oh, thanks, Ash. Like I was saying, I'm doing a series of these. Like I'm finding these large flora and building either the seed egg or trying to incorporate and use the new cool flora in some way, like this, where I'm integrating the build directly with the flora, because there's some wacky stuff that happens with the flora. And this all started, if you, I think I posted a picture of it. Gotta love this game. You really do. It's a flower. We're getting there. I think it needs to be a little bit wider, but we're getting close. I think we need a little bit more circumference, but we're getting there. Like a little bit more petal, a little more curl. Yes, I apologize. This is ogle time. I don't know how many of you do what I'm doing right now, and I'm being as quick and polite as possible. Normally I would just be like, yep, let's look at that for 3 minutes. Let's look at it like that for 5 minutes. Do I like what's going on there? What can I put there? Okay, now those bulbs are coming down. So those bulbs are coming down. But now maybe if I want to change the petals, instead of just carrying on with the windows, now what if I think about another part that I might be able to integrate in there? Swapping those angles. Instead of windows, can I put another part in there? Tune in next time for the not exciting yeah, it's time for some sleep. Conclusion would be the word I'm looking for. The other thing too is, with camera mode, this would be flashing. I mean, if there was another person in here, these would be pulsating light, right? Although it's daytime now, so we're not going to get to see that. Now let's see it from ground perspective. If you're walking up to it, can you even see it? Might try a smaller version too, like on one of these. I just didn't like the, kind of looked like some sort of weird, yep, there's a word I'm searching for. It's in there somewhere. Christy, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow, I'm guessing. Thank you, Moose. We're getting there, I think. You know, I've been kind of trying to keep this theme with this, you know, integrating the, you know, the items like this. Oh, look at that. How gorgeous is that right there? A little bit less bright, though. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's little... It's got that vibe, but... And then that. I wish they could figure out how to... Like, it's so choppy. You know, it'd be nicer with a little... Like, a nice smooth transition, but it gets really choppy right there. But good night, Christy. I hope you have pleasant dreams. Oh, Big Peach, still in the house. What up? Been lurking the entire time there, bro. And guys, thank you for hanging out with me and keeping me company and, you know, giving me a few times and just chilling, you know, listening to me babble and be a wacko. I think the next, yeah. Wondering if might have to change the color. I think that's going to need to change. I'm doing it the egg style but I think a color change is going to be required here. But we got to think about the red. But I think that, yeah, I mean the gray is not going to cut it, I don't think. GG, thank you for hanging out for so long. And Pidge, you know, thank you for chilling. I got to get going soon here too. It is, you know, we went a little extended here. You know, I do got to get some sleep, and I don't want to be. I'm not going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, that's for sure, tomorrow morning. But we're about to turn to nighttime, so I'm just waiting for that transition. It seems like we're gonna. I'm just waiting for that to happen so I can see what this looks like. Not in camera mode, you know, where everything's freezing up. Yeah, I think this has been it's an interesting project. I know I have at least one more to do. I'm trying to think of the other large new flora. I mean, you saw earlier in the stream the other one I'm planning already. We've got these trees. We've got the one I already built in. What am I missing? The big mushrooms. That is there a big glowing like mushroom? Do we have something like that? Not the big ugly ones, which are meant to be ugly and they look cool because they're ugly. I'm trying to think new though. The big marsh planet trees. Ooh, the dead trees. Ooh, that's a tough one. I could try and regrow a tree. No, that's too much. And wouldn't look natural at all. How do I incorporate? Yep, that's right. I do have a plan for those, so that's actually, never mind. What am I talking? I do know what I'm doing with that. Not like this, though. That's going to be a structural build. That will, and that's actually, yeah, part of why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, actually. Because I need to see how that stuff reacts. Now that stuff sticks around. Has anyone built near one of those or on one of those yet? Can you destroy those? Or like this, you can collect carbon from, you know? Yeah, we need a color change. Yeah, it's sort of what I'm doing, Badger. Something along those lines, yes. So we have these, the ones I just built on, what I call the huggers. Which is where I'm going to build the next thing after this one. What else am I thinking? Got the eggs, like the actual, like the ones that, you got the big umbrella-y plants. That's going to be a tough one too. The smoking tulips on Toxic Worlds. Pez, is that what you were talking about? Was it Pez or was it, Man, see, I could just stay up and keep streaming and then go hunt for one of these plants because I don't know what you're talking about. So I kind of have this idea of, you know, two shapes, you know, 4 worlds or 5 worlds or something like that, you know, and trying to incorporate the egg in this into, you know, the flora on, you know, using these two shapes. I don't know if I can, but that's what I'm kind of working on. Those are the ones? Okay, so on a toxic world. Okay, toxic. You know, like smoking is normally. Gotcha. Why I'm trying to quit. Still having a tough-ass time. Almost goes through that gap. That's almost perfect. Not intended, but you know, it's almost natural, like it's separating through the petal. Yeah, we need to do one more layer at least, or like some, you know, some sort of prong or something coming off the sides. You know, a little bit more curl down. I think that's, like, if we had this kind of plant in there, we'd be fine. You know, but because, you know, this is so big and bulbous and just kind of takes up so much visual space. And it's almost a shame that, you know, this was a little less, what the hell, why is that still on there? Whoa, that's pretty bright. Messes with your eyes when you scroll through those and then go back to the normal one. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all the views here, see what it looks like. Yep, we need a color change, definitely, but I'll figure that out afterwards. And on that note, I think we're good. I think everyone's seen enough of this for the evening, I would imagine. I mean, I'm a goofball. I'll walk around here for another half an hour after I stop the stream. And then I'll probably like throw a couple of parts at it, you know, just because. Yeah. Eh. I was hoping we were going to get night by messing around the camera there for a minute, but and then coming out, and we would be at nighttime. But oh well. All right, let's reload. Get our setup back, guys. Thanks again. We're almost done with that, but thank you, Caroline. So that's what I'm going to look for next. I got to check out with these smoking tulips. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I may have seen them once. I haven't. I read. Blah, blah, blah. Recently, I was just searching specifically for certain plants, so I knew what worlds they were on. So I was kind of avoiding some other ones. And these trees are generally found on, tropical and, verdant, things like that. Granted, I was on a, temperate moon or temperate planet. It had grass, but it had snow. And, yeah, it looked like it had just snowed on a, like on an early spring day. You know what I mean? So I've seen some, interesting mixes. And it had like... Oh, thank you, Caroline. Oh, cool. That'd be nice to see the shape of those. I mean, if there's a toxic world, I'll jump out here and see if there's one in our vicinity. Or is that one of those kind of like they're not on all the toxics? Well, obviously, probably not. All right, we are way past our time of stream here. Just make sure we got our setup back. Yep, our mess is back, and we can carry on next time. I'll probably work on this tomorrow for doing our dual stream, unless we get together as well. But you know how it works. We don't know what we're doing, and he does. I never do, but we'll figure it out. All right, guys. Again, thank you for hanging out tonight, keeping me company while I placed, a bunch of pill lights and, did a lot of repetition. So, until tomorrow, / today, in a few hours, this has been me, APG. Wishing all of you out there in the No Man's Skyverse a bit of love, peace, and starship grease. Get those action pants on. Get out there. Get building something. See you later, folks. Thanks again.